Wednesday, it's Mansfield today, and that means it's time for Medical Matters with our resident doctor, Dr. Vicky Scatara. Doctor.
Hello, Jeremy.
Nice to be with you again. I wasn't with you last week.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. I was very lonely.
Ah, come on. Listen, what is this thing now that I'm hearing about? This is getting more and more ridiculous since COVID. Monkeypox.
I know. When I heard monkeypox, I thought, you have to be kidding me.
Yeah, so did I.
In fact, I just thought, oh, no, I'm not even going to worry about it. And then obviously I saw it on the news, and then I had to go and investigate a bit. But everyone's talking about it now. We're all scared. But yeah, so I thought maybe we'll talk about that and hopefully put people's mind at rest, or not. We'll have to see.
Are we scared of all these foreign type things and that because we've come out of COVID and we've been tested for everything? You know what I mean? And everywhere you go, you've got to sanitize and you've got to wear a mask.
I know, and all the hype with the vaccines. Oh my gosh! I mean, that was traumatic for everybody.
Yeah.
So, monkeypox was first discovered in 1958 in Denmark, where they had 2 outbreaks with 2 monkey colonies. They used those for research, and that's hence the name. They call it monkeypox because that was the first time they saw it. The first human that contracted monkeypox was in 1970. So
this is quite an old virus.
Long before I was born. Anyway, and now it's endemic in Central and Western Africa.
Where was the first?
The first human was in the DRC. Yeah.
In the DRC.
Yeah. Okay. And now it's quite common in Central and Western Africa. The first case outside Africa was in the States, United States, in 2003, and that I think was associated with maybe exotic pet trade or something like that. Mm-hmm. But now recently, I think last year in July, in Northern Ireland, they found a case or 2, and now recently in May, I think, in the UK, they found, and I'm not sure if they've traced it back to international travel yet, or whether it's a local infection. I think they're still debating or working on that. I'm not sure exactly where that came from. We're all hyped up about it, and obviously we want to contain that because there's not really, before recently, there wasn't a vaccine or any treatment really for it. Not that it's not a killer disease really, okay, but the smallpox vaccine has proven about 85% effective in the past. It's not available to the general public anymore because smallpox was eradicated officially, I think, in 1980. So I know that South Africa destroyed their stockpiled vaccines in 1983. So if you are sort of younger than, I don't know, 50, 45, you definitely wouldn't have had the smallpox vaccine. I know that there's one vaccine now that's was approved in 2019. The availability it's not really available. I'm not sure which country it was. Comes from. And then there was a treatment by the EMA was approved in May this year, antiviral, to treat it, but it's also not widely available.
How is this monkeypox transmitted?
So it's transmitted through contacts. So if you're in contact with an infected animal or the bedding of an infected animal or objects, or even the human that's infected, it enters your body through broken skin or through droplets. So if I sneeze on you or spit on you, it's not airborne. So you can't just get it like from.
Okay. Yeah.
But if I sneeze on you, or not that I would spit on you, but cough on you, that can happen. And then also through mucous membrane, so through your nose, through your mouth, through the eyes, sexual contact as well, obviously. So it basically the infection will happen, or if you're handling infected meat, or you get a bite or a scratch from the monkey that's got it, or the person. I doubt the person's going to bite you, but if you're in contact with bodily fluids, contaminated objects, or close contact with that infected person.
Okay, then what are so there you are. Jy is Dr. Vicky het klaar op my gespuig.
Spuug. Nie spuig nie,
Wat is
spuug.
spuig?
Daar is nie so 'n woord nie.
Ja, jy sien.
Daar
Want jy
suig en daar spuug.
het gesê jy sal dit nooit doen.
Wat? Ja, spoeg op jou.
Spoeg my. En spoeg op my. So ek het nou dit aangeneem
Yes.
dat dit gaan nie gebeur nie. So ek kan enige woord daarvoor gebruik.
Jogg, jy praat baie mooi Afrikaans.
Nee, ek praat net kak op die oomblik.
Ja, get on with it now.
Ja. Okay. Dr. Vicky spoeg op my. Want ek het nou haar vreeslik.
Geïrriteer.
Nee, ek het haar what's a joke in Afrikaans?
Grappie.
'n grappie vertel. Maar dit was it was below the belt.
Ja.
And Dr. Vicky is a very above the belt person. En toe spoeg sy op my. En ek sê, aua, dit was nie werd nie.
Oh my God.
So now, then I go off and I start getting symptoms. What are they? What is that? What are it?
Okay, what is it?
Yeah.
So the incubation is typically 2 to 3 weeks, but it can be between 5 and 21 days. You'll get fever, headaches, body aches, tiredness, and very importantly, you get swollen glands, the neck, armpits, groin. That's quite a prominent feature. And then here by day 3 of your prodrome, that was the prodrome, you'll start getting lesions. Prodrome is like what, before you get the lesions, when you're just feeling sick and you're not quite sure what's wrong with you yet. So then you start getting these blister type lesions. So they start as a bit of a bump and then it goes into a blister and then it goes into a pustule, which is like a blister with yellow stuff, looks like pussy stuff. And then they sort of scab, and then sort of between 2 or 4 weeks, that scab will then come off. So you'll be, those lesions can be in your mouth, in the genital area, it can be on your limbs, your trunk, your face, palms of your hands, that's important, soles of your feet. You don't get lots of things that do that. And you will be contagious from the moment you get the lesions until your scabs fall off. That's so stiff. Anyway, yuck. The way we... yeah, just yuck. I've seen pictures of kids with monkeypox. Obviously, that's severe cases, but it's like you don't want it. Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, so you can distinguish it from chickenpox, for example, when you look at the stages of the vesicles. In chickenpox, you get all different stages, the bump and the vesicle and the scab, it's all at the same time. Where when you've got monkeypox, apparently all the lesions are at the same stage, okay? And also the lymph gland thing that I told you, that's quite important. The differential diagnosis would then be like chickenpox or measles, bacterial skin infections, molluscum contagiosum, that's like a viral, warty, blistery thing, that's quite common, or drug-related rashes. So we would think of all of that. Yeah, and basically to diagnose it, you will use a throat swab or a nose swab, like the COVID thing, or blood tests. You can do blood tests, and once you've got the lesions, you can use either a lesion biopsy or you use the fluid of that lesion, excuse me, and or a scab. You pick the scab off and you send it away.
Yeah.
Excuse me, yeah, it's gross.
How do you, okay, jy het op my gespoeg, jy het hierdie lesion, afgevat,
Yes.
heel, en jy het het lab toegestuur.
Yes.
Right. How do you treat it?
So, as I said, until recently, there was really, there's no real, well, there's now one antiviral, which we don't have here anyway. So it's basically treating the symptoms. So you'll treat the pain and the fever, and if you're itchy, if you get a secondary bacterial infection on top of it, you'll treat it with antibiotics. But basically fluid and rest and Panado type stuff. Okay. So most cases are mild, so you don't really need, major treatment. Obviously, you're going to isolate. And if you're going to walk around, you're going to cover your lesions because you're going to not look pretty. But maybe don't walk around. But you're going to isolate and obviously do the normal hand hygiene stuff. You can prevent it, obviously the same. We're so used to this now, hey?
Yeah, so it's
social distancing.
It's the same as COVID.
Mask. Yeah.
Social distancing, mask.
Yeah, it's just not as contagious as the COVID because it's not airborne.
Yeah.
So we don't have to, usual good hand hygiene and mask and all of that. That's the usual stuff. We all know how to do that. So remember, it's not COVID. I don't think we need to worry about international travel bans and all of that now.
Okay. It's just that there's another thing that's come to a fore, and they've given it a name.
Yeah.
It's got a name, and people tend to then go, "Oh, I could COVID, I could monkeypox."
Yeah. So hopefully they'll contain it, and hopefully it won't come here and sweep through our country. I don't think it will, but who am I to say?
Yes,
so keep washing
yes,
it.
Dr. Vic.
Ek is net 'n GP.
No, but I think it's important to highlight some of these other diseases that are around.
Yeah.
That are coming up, and you've got to go, okay, what do I need to actually do about this?
Yeah, well, I suppose shingles will be another differential diagnosis.
Yeah.
I suppose. Look, it only comes at one spot of the body on one side, but when you start getting blisters, maybe you'll think, oh my gosh, I've got monkeypox.
Yeah.
So there are definitely lots of other common things that will give you blisters.
Dr. Vicky, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too, Jeremy.
Moet nie op my spoeg nie.
Ek sal nie.
Dankie. And don't bite your monkey. Can be dangerous. Until next week, thank you for being part of this. And I think next week, let's talk about something that is prevalent. Somebody was talking to me the other day. They'd been having headaches. And they didn't know what to do about them. And they said, it's just so debilitating. So can we talk about headaches next week? Okay.
Okay.
Headaches next week with Dr. Vicky right here on Mansfield Today. How does she go?
Bye.
I don't know what else to say. Bye.